swear, if a certain quarterback is mentioned in the comments, I got my beers ready. I'm going to crack it open.
Or is it a Serbian kid?
Serbian kid!
This looks dumb. Oh my god, it looks fantastic.
I hate you so much. No, you beat man. Gotta beat man. Woo! I'm the man. I said it, and it's reality. All right.
Congratulations.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Real Talk Fins Talk. I'm your guest host, Steve. I'm your host, Steve Malloy. And joining me, as always, tonight is Rob Mosley, a.k.a. Dolphins Thirsty. Rob, how you doing, buddy?
Can't complain. Thank you for the plug on Dolphins Thirsty over at dolphinthirsty.com. We have a lot going on. We got NFL draft prospects every day getting put up there. And we also have Dolphins trivia, which I'm working on my last one today. And then any news that comes out on the Dolphins that you guys all read and stuff. I do anything like that. So anything Dolphins related, come give Dolphins Thirsty a good look at.
Thank you, Rob. And also don't forget to check Dolphins Daily out in the mornings, every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep, here on YouTube. Thank you.
Rob Mosley, Dolphins Thirsty, will be on Dolphins Daily, so catch his show. They're doing some good stuff over there, mock drafts, and just your daily Dolphins dose of news, daily dose of Dolphins news. So make sure you check them out over there.
Thank you, Steve.
Hey, no problem. And don't forget, immediately following this show tonight, we got the Fins Bandwagon with Evan Posner and his guest host, Michael Vogel. So make sure you check them out. They always put up some good content and good news about the Dolphins. And so make sure you follow them up right after our show as well. Well, and don't forget, like, subscribe, and share with your friends, your families, your neighbors. We're trying to get to 1,000 here. So we just need you to press that like button and make sure you share. All right, Rob. So tonight, I'll tell you, man, I am beat down. I am beat down. I made a tweet on Twitter, of course, and I said something to the effect of the first tweet I said was to the effect of Miami Dolphins need to, look at all their options, just like all the talking heads in media were saying. Okay. Well, you had David Hype had said some stuff with the Miami Herald. He's been with him for 33 years. Is it Jofina Anderson? I know she mentioned something about, Dolphins are looking into all options and all this at the quarterback position or whatnot. Okay, I didn't know who she was. The same with you, Rob. I know you told me you didn't know who she was. And then you had other folks in the media, other talking heads, reputable folks saying stuff. And I made that comment, and man, it was like a battlefield out there. I was getting hit from all angles. I mean, bullets were flying everywhere. And the only thing that didn't happen is I didn't get any death threats.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. So it's just crazy out there. I mean, anyway. So and that's kind of like what we're going to talk about tonight a little bit, and of course other stuff as well. But talking about the talking heads in the media. Now, look, I know a lot of folks out there. They have their favorites. They trust others, more than others. Same here. Me too. I'm just a fan, just like everyone else that watches this show here. Okay. But I have to agree with Josefina Anderson. Okay. I have to agree with what she said. And it is the right thing to do for every general manager, and not just for a quarterback position, but all positions. They need to look out in their options for what's available. They have to have their ears open to see what's out there, to upgrade their team. Because guess what, folks? The Miami Dolphins football team has been around since 1966, and they've had thousands of football players go through this organization. And guess what? Thousands and thousands of football players are going to go through this organization in the future. And the Miami Dolphins football team, the team that we so dearly love, and I've been following since 1969, is still going to be standing. Maybe. We don't know what the future holds, but it's going to be standing. Okay. You get my point. You get my drift.
That's how you do.
So the bottom line is what I'm saying is that's the way managers and general managers and coaches I'm assuming will probably look at a team. Hey, we're going to look at our options. We're going to weigh our options. We're going to see what's available to best fit our team and to make us a football Super Bowl team. So I agree with that. I agree with what she said. Now, the title of the show was Mike McDaniel drops a bombshell. Well, we all remember, and I'll stop talking here soon. I know I'm taking a lot of the time up here, but I wanted to make this point. I know a lot of time right after the Super Bowl, basically, and the offseason started. Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel went up in front and had a little conference, and they said Tua was their starting quarterback. Well, hell, I guess so, because they didn't have anybody at that time but Tua and Teddy Bridgewater and Skylar Thompson. And at that time, there wasn't any quarterbacks available, right? All right, now, this is a statement, the most recent statement that at least I have come across, that I have seen, and it was it was in the Miami Herald, and it was written by Daniel Odesi. You know that name?
I know the name, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? So anyway, this is not his words, folks. This is not his words. This is the exact quote from Mike McDaniel. And let me read that to you right here, right now. And let me find it here real quick. I have it here. And let's see if I can find it. Here it is. Okay. These are questions they were asking him. They were asking him specifically, this was questions about the quarterback. Okay. Not the quarterback, the quarterbacks. Okay. And he says, this is his quoting, not me. This is not my words. This is Mike McDaniel. As it stands right now, I was happy with what Skylar was able to do with the pretense that he's going to continue to get better. Then he goes on to say, I think Tua is in a different spot. I think the team's in a different spot. Now listen carefully, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm just going to leave it at that once I read that. And I think there's some competitive advantages that we can bring to the room through free agency. And that's what we'll look to do. There will be competition in the room, regardless of who we sign. But I think that's something that we're definitely interested in to make the quarterback room, keyword, quarterback room better. Now, the quarterback room to me includes Skylar and Teddy Bridgewater, because he's still on the team, and Tua Tagovailoa. That's all I'm going to say. Just think about that. Quarterback room. That includes quarterbacks, not the quarterback. Quarterbacks. Rob, what's your take on that?
Well, my take is that it's all how you interpret it. To me, it was kind of because he went on a little farther at some point, and it was more focused on Skylar Thompson, bringing someone that will, he will be given, because he actually said Skylar Thompson will be given the chance to compete for the second quarterback spot, to be the primary backup, but he would like to bring competition into the room. But yeah, quarterback room means everyone, so you can read it that way too. But I did see a further quote where he specifically said that Skylar did some good things, but he can't see him going unchallenged for the number 2 quarterback spot. Never mentioned Tua going unchallenged for the number 1 spot. So
Right.
I think I
And
sent you the rest of the quote because I followed it up and I
yes, you
looked
did.
when he, yeah.
Yes, you
So,
did. Jeff Darlington, I believe it was, correct?
well, no, Jeff Darlington gave you another quote I gave you
Oh,
later
okay.
today, but that it was the guy from the Sun Sentinel, David from I don't have the Spanish accent, but
Oh,
Ferronis.
Ferronis.
Yeah,
Ferronis.
David from
Yeah,
so he's the one that said that,
right.
and he interpreted it like I interpreted it, that it was
Right.
geared towards, Skyler. But yes, you
Right.
can, did he leave something a little for open interpretation? Yes. But I believe it was towards Skyler. Time would tell because at this time of year, there's smoke and mirrors on both sides. So
Exactly, exactly, and I agree with you 100%. I didn't take it that he was meaning that he's bringing in the competition specifically for Tua, but like you said, we never know. We will see, and time will tell.
right. I mean, of all actions, because Jeff Darlington said, and he's an integrity guy. He's not going to make up stuff. Now, can stuff
Right,
people
right,
lie to him? People can lie to him, but he had multiple sources. He said that's the one saying that the Dolphins were on 100% with Tua. That McDaniel thinks Tua is perfect for his system, and that they're going with that. And I don't think Jeff
right,
Darlington. He has integrity and pride. He's not going to lie about that. Can he be lied
right.
to? Of course. But I just believe it. Until we see otherwise, I just got to believe their words. If their actions down the line change that, then I would believe the actions over the words. But right now, and every word that seems to be coming out is that Tua is going to be the starting quarterback in 2023
Yeah,
for the Miami Dolphins.
and that's what I believe too. But if they do sign someone for competition. I don't see why that would be bad. I mean,
Well, it's not bad. I mean,
if he's our
competition.
starting quarterback and he was supposedly a most valuable player it wasn't, well, he wasn't, but
But if they run it
he
back
was
with
starting,
Teddy,
then
if they run
yeah,
it back with Teddy, that's going to be a sign. Okay, it's not going to be competition. If they bring in a Baker Bayfield, then you're maybe looking like, okay, there's competition. And
yeah,
then, or if they bring in a Mike White, that's just going to be a competition for the backup quarterback
yep,
spot.
yep. I agree. I
There are
agree.
names. Baker, though, because that's the name. If Baker comes, Dolphin fans, the minute Tua throws a couple interceptions, are going to be saying, "We want Baker. We want." So that's like a more name out there that's going to create turmoil among the team and bring drama to the team. And I think the Miami Dolphin fans have had enough drama over the past couple of years or past couple of decades. Better, So it's
No,
just.
I
I
agree.
think, but it's all going to be actions in the words. If they bring in a quarterback,
Yep,
like I said, a Mac Wright, a Teddy, it's definitely going to be Tua.
yep.
And then obviously, if they
Absolutely.
bring in a big name, like, whatever, then it's going to be a starter if you're giving up draft access, bringing in a
Right,
big name. But,
right.
so their actions are going to be louder than words. But for right now, I'm believing their words because their actions so far have indicated that. So,
Right. And you're right. Action speaks louder than words, and we will see. But it's something to watch for sure. It's something to watch. Um, Also, there was a lot of talk on there. I was on Twitter this past week. I just wanted to experiment a little bit because I'm not on Twitter a lot. And I just wanted to experiment a little bit and see what was happening, what was going on, and all that. And
oh, you got a lot of attention. I saw it because for whatever
yeah,
reason, Twitter is like, as much as I think Elon Musk is a cool guy and he's like the one rich person I think would be fun to hang with for a day,
yeah,
but since he's taken over Twitter, it's gotten a little wonky at times. As a friend of mine named Justin likes to use that word, wonky. And
right.
then it's just still, it's like wonky sometimes because I have to search for Steve. I have to search for Bobby or anyone else that I want to search for.
Yeah.
It used to be like the Big E, Steve, and Bobby would just be in my timeline. Now I have to go hunting. And Bobby will actually tag me in some tweets and it still doesn't pop up in notifications or whatever. It's just weird. It's wonky for sure.
Yeah, no,
So
I agree 100%. I agree with 100%. I'm having the same issues and problems as well. I don't know why,
yeah.
but anyway, then I was hearing some stuff like, well, here's one thing I'm glad. I'm glad the Brady thing is put to rest.
Yeah, I know. I like
You
that he
know?
came out and put
Yeah,
that pretty
me
much
too.
down.
Me too, because that was another thing that was flying around on Twitter. But I'm glad that's put to rest for sure.
And
Um,
Kenya, I agree with you on the fact that I'm like a bleed aqua and orange. I'm probably the definition of a homer for the Dolphins, but the one guy I will knock sometimes is Chris Greer. And yes, but at the same time, he's not even really good about, the trading. doesn't really work for the most part for teams. They can work to fill in spots, but when you trade and have to give the big contracts, it really puts you in a bind. Like Tariq Hill was super duper last year, but you had to give him the big money. Chubb has the potential to be really good, but you had to give him the big money. So when you got to start doing all that money, I know people like to say, "Oh, the cap is it's not fake." If it was fake, everyone would be pulling the San Diego, Padres of football. They'd be going just giving every big guys huge contracts to come in play football for the Miami Dolphins because
Right.
Ross would if there was a fake salary cap. He wouldn't care about a luxury tax. But
Yeah.
to me, it's like, I don't even know. I don't know if I did a poll, I wonder if more people would rather have Chubb right now or the pick that the 49ers would have had picking in the 30s in the first round. I don't know. We have to see because Chubb didn't stand out to me last year. He didn't do awful. But to me, when you give up that much money and that much, yes, he helped out others, people say, but when you give up that much money, I want him to be like a Lawrence freaking Taylor. I want like double-digit sacks from his production and pressures. He did help out in the playoff game a little bit. So maybe he's starting to step up. Maybe he would step up with Fangio. But to me, it's just you can say the Rams. Everyone wants to say the Rams, but there's 10 examples of teams building better through the draft than making trades and signing these guys to huge contract offers.
Right. Yeah, I agree, and you might have a point there with bringing Vic Fangio in. We brought in the highest paid defensive coordinator, the big guru. So let's see what he can do. Let's see what he can do to these guys. If they go out spending big money for defensive players, then he's not much of a guru to me. Get these coaches accountable. Make them accountable. If he's the big guru and you're paying him big money, hey, develop me some players.
No,
that's what I want to see. That
well,
goes
I
across
don't
the
agree
board.
with Lamar. I understand why if you're like me from down here, he's a hometown guy, but that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Not before. I mean, can it be done? Of course, anything can be done, but I just don't agree at all.
Yeah.
With whoever, a whole bunch of people are talking stuff. So I don't even know. But to me, it's just like, I just don't see it.
Yeah.
So,
well, to be quite frank with you, I don't think that boat or that whatever you want to call it has sailed away yet. I think all options are on the table. To be honest with you, whether we pull the trigger or not, or Greer pulls the trigger or not, I don't know. But then there's this other narrative going around about Lamar can't throw the ball. He's all he is a running quarterback. He's a glorified running back. That's bullcrap. He had a 117.3 quarterback rating in 2018. Okay, he's got records for I think in one game he had like an 80% passing percentage. That doesn't sound like only a running back quarterback to me. But the bottom line is, and his injury history. Okay, the kid runs the ball over 100 and something times. Okay, he's gotten hit 24 times last year and ran the ball over 100 and something times. And he got an injury, a sprain. That's all his injuries consist of, a sprain. He has one injury that was a concussion. It was a grade 1. And I don't remember.
Evan. I agree, Evan.
I don't remember how many.
Well, I'd say we put the Jackson thing to bed a little bit because I don't think it's going to happen. I know you're a big fan of it. You're trying to get me fired up, but it's not going to happen. I mean, it's not going to happen. I mean, you would have to work.
Never say never.
Oh, I know. I never say never, but most likely it's not going to happen because you would have to give up too much for him, and you're going to be robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Well, how much did they pay for Tyreek? And he didn't get us to the Super Bowl.
Perfect, though. That goes against your argument. They already got they go money in Tyreek. They got money in Chubb. So, trying to get money to him already to pay the quarterback.
Why not give money to a quarterback? It at least gives you a chance to go to the Super Bowl. I'm just being a devil's advocate here. I'm not advocating for Lamar to come here. And I didn't bring that point up to compare him to Tua or to say, that,
thank you, Evan,
that we want him in Miami. I'm not saying that, okay? I'm just saying I saw a narrative out there about his injury history, about he can't throw the ball, which is bullcrap. If let's be honest with ourselves here, okay? Let's dig deep. Let's have a little integrity, do a little research, and let's stop throwing this bullcrap out there about these quarterbacks. Like I heard another one about, why do you want a washed up Aaron Rodgers. Oh, why do you want a washed up Brady? Oh, he only got a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay Bucks. Now, I'm not comparing him to Brady, but it's the principle. He's an
Well,
older
speaking
guy.
of quarterbacks, if Aaron Rodgers goes to the Jets, the Dolphins are not saying we will
Are you
finish in
worried?
third.
Are you worried if he goes to the Jets?
Of course, I'm a little bit
Okay,
worried.
then why aren't people worried if he comes to Miami?
Well, who's
I'm
worried
just
about?
saying. I'm just
I haven't
saying.
really seen his name connected at all to Miami. So
No, I'm just saying that's how folks are thinking out here. They're saying, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers, oh, he's nothing in the Jets."
I'm
Yeah,
just saying, though, the
nothing.
Jets.
But then when everybody talks about when it looks like he might be going to the Jets, then all of a sudden everybody's worried. Oh shit, they're going to get Aaron Rodgers. Oh crap, what's that going to do for what? How's Miami going to play now? We're going to be.
I'm just saying, though, I would say the predictors. I'm not saying me, but I guarantee you, like,
No,
when
I'm not
all
either.
the predictions come out for the season, Dolphins would be predicted for third place if Aaron Rodgers. They would still have the Bills over us, even though I agree 100% with
I
Evan.
agree.
The Bills are
I
coming
agree.
back to the pack, but they would still have the Bills predicted over us, and they would have the Jets predicted over us. But that's fine. I still think we're fine. If Tua stays healthy, which is a big if, which we will never know until he plays a 17-game schedule, but he can win given the right system. And I think he's in the
No, I
right
agree.
system with McDaniel.
He is in a right system, but he's still limited. Let's face it, he's still limited, but he's in the right system. He can throw in the middle pretty good, intermediate. He can't throw to the side to both sidelines. He can't throw that one out there, and he can throw dink and dunk. It's just that he won't, because he had a lot of he left a lot of meat on the bones this year when there was folks that were open. And here's another thing about this San Diego game. People are talking about how San Diego was playing really good against the Dolphins and stuff like that, and Mike McDaniels can't make any adjustments. Mike McDaniels was making all kinds of adjustments in that game, and he was running the ball in that game, and he still didn't play well because he wasn't hitting the guys. He wasn't doing the dink and dunk, and the guys were open, and McDaniel had the plays called right, but he just wasn't.
He had a bad game. Everyone on the planet has a bad game, so it's not like
4 bad games in a row.
All right, Steve, you're just I know you're trying to get me. You're not going to get me fired up. Tua topics off the table. He's going to be the quarterback, and we're all just talking heads that have nothing, and we're not even paid talking heads, so we're really on the bottom of the barrel talking. We're just thinking what we think. No one knows. Chris Greer doesn't know, but there is no way that Lamar is that much better. I don't care. Kenya, I know you guys think he's everything. He's great, and I would actually think Lamar would be less of a threat on the Jets than A-Rod. I would go out there that far and throw my neck out there.
Okay, here let's change the topic.
All right.
Evan brought up a good point. He brought up a good point, and he said that the Buffalo Bills are taking a step back, which I kind of agree with. I mean, because you and I were talking about this earlier, Rob. We had a seventh round rookie quarterback playing in the playoffs, and look what happened. We in the Buffalo game, the Buffalo playoff game. We almost won that game. I mean, I know almost isn't good enough, but that to me, like I said, Evan's got a great point. And to be honest with you, I think Josh Allen, I think he is probably peaked as a quarterback. Now, is he going to have some good games, good years? Yeah, I think so. But I think as far as what we've seen him, as far as improvement, and I think he's peaked, and I think the whole Buffalo organization basically has taken a step back. I really do. I agree with you on that, Evan, for sure.
No, I like that part. I would love the Buffalo to fall back to the group with.
Leslie Frazier is taking a year off. That's
yeah. Every team Kenya, I agree with that part. Every team though do. I don't know about live, but they give you smoke and mirrors, and they do all the kinds of things to say one thing and they mean another. But that's just part of the business. So it is what it is, as I like to say.
Well, Kenya, I saw your comment there, Kenya. You said, why did they draft Skyler? Well, look, if Skyler was coming in as a starter, I don't think they would have drafted him in the 7th round. I think they drafted him for a little competition with Teddy Bridgewater. That's what I think.
Yeah, no, I
could be wrong, but that's what I think.
And if they had more picks this year, they may even draft another quarterback, but we're very limited on the picks. So I don't think we're going to spend a resource there. There's going to be a veteran backup, and that's going to be the telling sign on who they bring in.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, again, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, your families, and your neighbors. Thank you for joining us tonight. I see you all out there. I really haven't been paying attention to the comments as much as I normally do, but I see you out there. You know, Kenna, I know you're a regular. I appreciate you joining. Evan, and I know there's other folks out there that probably are not making comments, but appreciate you. We couldn't do this show without you. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead, Rob. What were you saying?
No, it's all good, man. It's all good. We're almost at the end. I think we talked about most of the stuff. You know, like I said, we got the draft coming up. We got free agency. Dolphins made some moves today. They got rid of Byron Jones. There's going to be a post June 1st cut. They sent the tender out, and then who else did they move? Oh, Seth and Carter and
Elijah Campbell.
Yeah, Elijah Campbell. They tendered. So
yeah, they tendered him.
You know, so he's going to be around at a good.
I like Elijah Campbell. He looked like he was making some plays out there. You know, I mean, he's another probably development player. Now that's somebody that can develop. But you know what? He came right in there and he did his job. You know, same with Kader Kohu. There wasn't much development, I don't think. Well, no, I can't really say that because you had Sam Madison and Patrick Surtain back there. So I'm pretty sure they had some influence on Kader Kohu. But you can see he's just a natural fit. You know, he's just a good football player. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
He's a diamond in the rough.
We're going to see. It should be a fun. We'll see over the next couple of days. We have till next week to get contracts, but you don't want to be on the last minute cutting contracts while other teams are already negotiating with new players. So you definitely want to rework some contracts before next week. Get ready to start because the legal tampering is going to be Monday next week, and then the official signings can happen the Wednesday of next week.
Right. So that's the 15th, right?
Yeah,
15th of March.
The official 13th, you can, do the tampering and all that. But I hate using tampering is a bad word in this house because Dolphins don't have a damn first round pick because of tampering. But it is what it is. I mean, every other damn team does it. Sorry, damn's about the worst word I say on here, but darn team, whatever. It just makes me mad. That whole when you mess with my Dolphins when everyone else does it. But we know why they did it because they wanted to nail us for tanking, but they couldn't prove that. So they just went the tampering route. Right. So it's all BS, but it's all good because Evan was in the house and now I get to poke fun at him. But I can't poke too much fun because Evan and I are on the same team driving the same bandwagon tonight. So it's fun. We can poke fun at you. How about that?
Well, Evan's already banned me from the Finns bandwagon.
Yeah, he would let you back in as long as you kiss up to him on your first quote. As long as say, Evan, you're number one, like his fan that comes in there says.
Yeah, Evan, you're number one, man. You're the best. You're the man.
So it's all good. And speaking of Evan, it's almost his time. But it's always funny. And please make sure to check Dolphin Thirsty and make sure you subscribe here and get great content on here. So anything else, Steve, for you? I think we're pretty much on the time.
I just want to make a disclaimer. Everything that I just said tonight about our quarterback one is this has nothing to do with the Finns Talk Sports Network. This is my opinion and my opinion only.
Well, you made it sound like you really said. I thought you were going to really come out with something and come out with something new. So
no,
thank you, Evan.
No. Hey, look, guys, I'm a Dolphin fan, diehard through and through, thick and thick.
Dolphinaire. See, that's when you always called me a two-and-there. I shot back with you. I'm a Dolphinaire, and I got offended when you called me a two-and-there because I like David Woodley. I like everyone that's ever worn the aqua and the orange for the Dolphins, and I will defend them because they're on my team.
Look, Rob, but when the Dolphins
as much as real quick, me get, and then you can talk. As much as I say no Lamar, if next year they just end up playing him on a franchise tag and he becomes a free agent. And then the Dolphins, I root for whoever's on the Dolphins. As much as I hated Tom Brady over the years, if he would have come to the Dolphins instead of coming to Tampa back in the day, I would have rooted for Tom Brady because he's wearing the aqua and orange. That's how I roll. If they wear the aqua and orange, I'm going to support my player. And no matter what happens. And Cap, you rock. You came late today. You get a tardy mark on your report card, but thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thanks, Cap, for joining. I see you there. Thank you. But yeah. We got to go because I know his show is next. Finn's bandwagon. Please stay tuned and watch that. If you want a warm and fuzzy and positive, go ahead and watch that show because they are good. And I even watch it myself because
that's what I say,
sometimes
Cap.
I need a relief.
I root for the laundry. I root for the laundry of the Miami Dolphins. As much as they kill me with tampering charges, bully gates, all the crap they've given us, coaches doing cocaine on the desk, on duty, in the office. I still root for the Miami Dolphins, you know?
Roger that. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, Dolphins number 1,
Fins
baby!
up.
Dolphins number 1!
Later, guys.
That didn't work. What happened?
Bobby, where are you, Bobby? This isn't my own show. I can't hit the end button.
Bobby, wake up.
Woo! Tua, I love Tua. Yes, Tua's great. So anyway, it's all about the laundry. Bobby is taking a nap or eating. He's working out a new contract with Evan because Evan wanted a raise after he learned what we were earning. So he's like in the middle of working out a contract before Evan goes on air. So we're waiting for this. So anyway, Steve.
No,
Steve, come up with something. So anyway, Byron Jones gone.
I don't know what to say.
Hey, Byron Jones is gone. Official Dolphin news.
Sorry, guys, I dropped out.
There you go.
I was hoping you didn't do it. Did you do it? I didn't see it.
Yes, I did.
I'm so sorry. Oh, God. All right.
You're fired.
I fired myself from the channel. That's it.
All right.
All right.
Later, guys. Fins up.
Dolphins number 1, baby. Dolphins number 1.